Welcome back to Neil RC, y'all. We are back yet again for another video. I know, this is getting pretty cool, isn't it? The connection that we've got, showing you, talking to you about all the fun that we have with these rigs. Oh, I know, right? Absolutely bombing, isn't it? I love it. Isn't this cool? That just works so smooth, okay? This is the Pro 4 Sc10 by Associated. I have gotten a lot of use out of this, okay? This thing is absolutely a riot. I love running it. I love taking this to the track. We have a track there at the doghouse that we played with it on. We've even taken this particular model down to Wisner and ran it on theirs. They have a new track now. Wisner, Louisiana has a new track setup that we're going to try and make this year for down there. I know right now is winter time. Things get a little rough with having to worry about mud and rain a lot. So far this year has been really dry. We haven't had a lot of rain. We do have more rain coming in, so we got to be careful and plan a weekend down there. Take a day, Saturday, Sunday, and take a day and go down and check these guys out again and get this rig out there on the course, because I do have lap timers now for this that pick up on that set of it. So yeah, we're going to go out and have some fun, try and do some things, and do some more racing. But yeah, as you can see, we have Joe Ropes. He's the one that's got my lanyards for my remote. Yeah, ain't that pretty? I love it. And they even include a magnet here in the middle, so that when you have to take your body pins off, they stick to it, so you don't lose your body pins. They're the only ones that I know of that have that in their design of their ropes. So holler at the Joe Ropes and look them up on Facebook. Tell them you want a rope made for your remote. They just wrap around the handle and they hang. You can hang it off to your side, hang it in front of you, hang it off to the other side, depending on which side you prefer. All works great. Like I said, this is an Associated thing right here. SC truck. It is a stock setup. Not stock anymore. It does have some upgrades, because they're not limited to what we're able to do with them, other than they have to run on 2S, which is really all you really need on these is 2S. You don't need to go any faster than 2S. Not for this class. And yes, as you heard, that's got Velcro on the side to keep the Velcro, to keep the sides in. And all we did is right to the side of the bodies, we did cut out some holes for air venting. And yes, that does make a huge difference, okay, on that manner. And as you can tell, the inside of this thing is absolutely spotless. Ain't that pretty? As much running as this thing has, the inside of this vehicle is still clean. Absolutely spotless clean. It does have, I've got 2 fans on the motor, 1 fan on the ESC. I do have my glitch buster here on the front, because I was having issues with it talking at distance, especially when you're at a track setting. There's lots of other radios, some that are like mine, some that are kind of like mine, some that aren't like mine. And yes, they are an FM band, but they still would interfere with all the electronics going on, especially with the fans over top of the motor blowing down and up. And that, yes, here's some tricks I can tell you about this one here. So I've got a really big ESC in the, or receiver in this. This one here, I believe, is like a 6-channel. No, 8-channel. It's an 8-channel. My bad. It's running an 8-channel receiver. It is also running the PPSRV-1. That is a monster. Yes, you heard me right. That is what you call the monster. It is the Surpass Monster servo. Paid good money for that. That was $150, and I got that on when they released them. Okay, I found out they were releasing them to the public finally after they did all their trials. I bought that without even knowing all the detail of it, and boy, when I mean that thing is accurate. I had this in my crawler, for crying out loud, and man, doing the shimmy shimmy shake, not a problem with this. But with this here, the stock servo piddled out on me. It stripped gears probably within the first, golly sakes, I think it was like the first 2.5 runs. I got through that third half run and it stripped it. The horn wouldn't turn. The gears were chucking and bucking like a son of a gun. It was stock servo. They're not expected to last. Not for racing. Okay, if you're going to go bashing around the yard, you leave your servo horn saver really loose and you're good, you know. But me, I like controllability, and this servo here is now giving me that controllability. I can literally shimmy shimmy shake all the way across the track to where I want to go, and it's a touch of the thing, and it'll literally send those tires into doing this. Love it. So coffee's gone. Let's get into it. Shocks are still stock shocks. Have not touched them other than changing the fluids. We've got 10 in the front and 15 in the rear right now. That seems to work really good. I have adjusted the sway bars a little bit. I have played with the geometry of the rear and front. We've also played with the camber and caster. We have also played with the linkages, getting them all tuned in. So we are literally set really good on everything. We are running the Badlands Prolines tires in the front and rear. They do have the blue foams in there all the way around. They do have holes cut on here and then on the opposite end all the way around. So there's 2 holes in each tire so the dirt can get out. Because they do have holes in the beadlock or in the rims themselves where dirt gets in, water gets in. I got to be able to get it out. That's the best way to do it. Still has the stock lighting on it for right now. We haven't. It's nice to know which way your vehicle's facing while you're on the track. You get spun around on these tracks, it happens. You get people bumping, you get people doing this and that. It's bound to happen. It's not going to happen, okay? It's going to happen. Running the EC5 still for my batteries, and yes, these are only running the 2S batteries on these. Those batteries are right here. All right. The batteries are right here. They're 7200 mAh, 120C, y'all. 120C, 7200 mAh, 53.28 watts. Yeah, that's got some pizzazz to it, and they run really good. 15-minute, 20-minute races, flawless, and your battery pack is dead after 20 minutes. Okay, charge it right back up after they cool off. Okay, wait for them to cool off where you don't feel any heat, like right now. You don't want to be charging these things when they're hot. You want to wait for them to cool off. Let everything come back to being normal state. These are Z batteries, okay? You've got to be careful when you're using these. Not saying anything bad about Z's, because these things are absolutely phenomenal. These batteries are absolutely better than the other Z's I have been running in the past. These are a huge difference in battery. I don't know what they've done different between now and then, but oh my God, these things are absolutely fabulous. I love the Z batteries. They're a high performance lithium power battery, as you can see there. They're really good batteries. And Z, you need to get a hold of me on these, man. You need to come to me, and we can work out something, because I've got a puller, 12-pound puller that's sitting up on the shelf that could use a shorty pack of these in the same kind of mall and 120C discharge, but we just need to be able to cut it somewhere about there somewhere. And we may not have 7,200, maybe we'll only have 3,500, which is plenty. But we need that 120C. We need them big battery lines, okay? We need to have it in a 3S battery pack. That would be awesome. Hit me up, look me up, let me know what you can do. Income tax time is coming around the corner here, y'all. We're almost at the end of the year. Or actually, now we're at the end of the year when this video goes up, because we're at that point of the time. All right, so anyway, there's that about the battery situation. Let me see here. Let me get back into this. We're blabbering. Let's see. Lap timer is up here. That's for that situation there. Radio link receiver and radio. Monster Surpass servos. We have our glitch buster right here. And we have our Mamba ESC. And that is up to 6S in this. We're capable of running. And it does still have the on and off switch, just like all the other ones did. It is running the 3,300 kV motor with that Mamba X. It is the thinner, I think it's like 3.17 or 3.75 shaft. It's that, not the teeny weeny one, but it's the next step up. Same motor shaft as Traxxas. Okay, it's the same motor shaft, matter of fact, as the stock motor that was in this, which was, I didn't like 3,300. I wanted to step it down, so I did. I stepped it down to the 3,200 mAh, or the 3,200 kV, and massive difference. Still running the stock gearing, except for the pinion gear. I think I went from the pinion gear, whatever it was, I went up 2 teeth. So if it was a 15, I went to a 17. That was the extent of it. As far as that change. But yes, the electronics all came out by the end of last year. Matter of fact, middle of last year. By June, I believe, all this had been changed. I did use the reason why my body's so, or my chassis is so clean, right there. I swear to this stuff, y'all. I mean, this stuff is absolutely the bomb. I mean, if you would have seen what this looks like after a race, and then with this being applied, letting it sit overnight, wiping everything down, making sure it gets soaked in real good. I'm telling you, take a blower and it all comes out. I mean, it's that big of a difference. Air nozzle and just blow it all out with an air compressor. Works really, really good. Keeps everything looking clean. So yeah, Move Clean. Right there from Cow RC. It's the premix. Full strength version. It's a heavy duty mixture. It does suds up a little bit when you really get to scrubbing onto the bad spots, but this stuff works, y'all. I mean, it really does. Look at the difference compared to some of these other bodies, tub chassis that you see. That's huge. You're not holding that dirt, which means you're not holding that weight. Okay, how much weight are you literally thinking about holding in there? A couple ounces, but over time that adds up. Okay, that shortens your gears, it shortens your lifespan out of your battery. You keep that chassis cleaned out, keep your plastics cleaned off, and that does make a difference on your battery run. So there's that. I always went through after that, and I used the Cow RC Mousse Slick. That puts a nice slick surface on it, keeps the dirt off, keeps the corrosion off. Okay, that's just my own opinion. Every racer has their own ideas. This is just mine. Literally, I can blow this stuff off with my mouth. Okay, quick blow. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's it right there. Chassis still good shape. Not complaining there. The tires that came with the vehicle, no go. If you're running across your ground, just up and down the road, absolutely fine, y'all. Not going to complain. But when you're trying to hook up to a track that is needing a certain tire to grip to that track because of the track surface, you got to find yourself a good tire. You are going to spend money on tires if you get into racing with these. It's not going to be an issue. You're going to have to spend money on tires to get it to hook. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and you're just going to do donuts, or you're going to circle out and you're going to go too wide and you're no longer going to get traction. Those stock tires are not going to work on a track unless it's pavement. And then you're going to have to worry about body roll. That's where the setup is on the geometry of your vehicle. Everything plays into that. Okay, I still have the mud flaps still on mine. Okay, so I know I'm not tearing it up. Okay, some of the lights are still working. I think one of these back lights ain't working anymore. The front headlights are still working, but one of these back tail lights aren't working anymore. They quit working. But other than that, y'all, that's that. Not much more to say on that particular model. I love it. I love playing with it. I love running it down the courses. That's awesome. One Stop Pit Raceway, or Pit Stop Raceway. One Stop Pit. God, I'll have to look it up, and I'll put it in the comment section down below. I may put it right here, right about here somewhere in the video. It'll show what it is for the link on Facebook. They do have it there with their linkage, or with a link to their site. One Stop Raceway, Pit Stop Raceway. It's something to that effect. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it. I forgot what the name of the place was now. But yeah, I'll link that here in the video. Mr. J, Radioactive Ranch. We need to allow us to run the 4x4s. We need to find a place to do that, because I would bring this and run it in the track. I've already got a lap counter. This would be awesome if you'd let me do that. If we could find a way of running that in on the track. It's just ran on 2S. There is no 3S on this, okay, y'all? You've got to run 2S on this. 3S, you're overpowering. You're going to be doing a whole lot of this, especially once you haven't worked on your gearing. Both my differentials, okay? This is the difference between center diff and no center diff, like you've seen in the buggy, the Fierce buggy. That didn't have a center diff. This has a center diff. And yes, that also has different oil in it compared to what they came with stock. Front, rear center diffs, I believe it's 500 and 1,000, or it's 1,500. It's something crazy like that. There is a big difference between this and that, and I believe it's 20,000 or 15,000 in the center, so that they actually grab well. It does really, really good. Castle stickers on here, and yes, I do have some girly stickers on here because that came from one of my followers here on YouTube. I had to make sure they were on there, so no, I didn't forget you. I got you right there in the back, one on each side. Hello Kitty and a sunflower. So, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I know you're watching the videos. Yep. So there you go. We got you located here on the vehicle, and yeah, some of the branding stickers are on here also, like Mamba, Castle, Joe Ropes. Of course, the Pro Line stickers for the tires is on there. Of course, my Neil RC sticker is on the driver's door. What else can I talk about? We got a few minutes. No, we don't. All right, so that's where we're going to let this one off at. Thank you for coming back to Neil RC. Do appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions about the vehicle, make sure you leave them down below. And again, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to override this. Slimeball RC. You need to go follow him on here on YouTube. He has a channel. He's trying to get to that grand 1,000. I know there's a lot of people here that watch my videos. There's 164 of you subscribed. On basic videos, I am literally seeing between 5 and 10 views, okay, that are showing up. Then months later, they catch up, okay? I get it. We're all having a busy time of year. I got it. It's not a big deal. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Please go ahead and hit that like button, all right? And if you're not following me, because there are a few of you out there that aren't following me yet, or they're not subscribed yet, but they're watching the videos months later, do me a favor. It's free. Hit the subscribe button. When the videos come up, you'll get notified that the video's there. You can just sit in and watch the video. So make sure you go ahead, both sides of the TV here now, okay? Hit that subscribe button. It ain't going to hurt nothing, okay? Don't make me have to get bipolar. Not happening. I'm not a Slimeball. He's a good man. Yeah. Hit Slimeball up. Make sure you go watch some of his videos. Watch them all. He's got some pretty crazy content over there. He's out there, okay? He does some really weird things on his. I wish I had the personality he has. I don't. We all have our own personality, and I'm happy for it because he's his own individual. I love him to death. He's a brother of mine. From another mother, but he's still a brother. Yo, he's still a brother. So that's what we're going to leave this off with. Subscribe, hit that like button, watch the videos. Please watch the videos, y'all. I'm going to try and get this all wrapped up into a video. Thank you very much. We're going to have two sides of the TV going. We're going to have a split screen. So if one's not seeing it, the other side will. Yeah, we're going to try something new here. We're going to try and get it going. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to have just one voice. We'll probably take whatever one's doing a better job on the video voice, and that's the camera that we're going to use for the voice, and then we're going to use the video from both. Split screen it down the center. 1, 2. That way everything's being shown from both sides of the screen. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with Neil RC. You all have a great week.